Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you are fine. And I'm very happy to be with you today, inshallah. And we are going to have Unit 6. Unit 6, it's called Different Environments. Now we are going to know the objectives of our lesson, talk about different environments, how to keep our environment clean, solving environmental problems, and we're going to have a presentation about climate change graphs. And the last thing is the use of as adjective as to talk about things being the same. These are the objectives of our lessons for today. First of all, let's do some warming up, okay, about the title of our unit. Our unit is called Different Environments. First of all, we want to know the meaning of the word environment. Do you know what this word means? I'm going to give you 2 minutes, my dear students, to think about the meaning of this word, okay? It's my bell. My bell tells you time is up. So, what does the word environment mean? Yes, it is the place in which we live. So, the word environment means it is the place in which we live. What else? It's also the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives. Yes, exactly. It's the place we should protect. We should protect. So we have to protect our environment. How can we protect our environment? Okay, give you extra 2 minutes to think about how can we protect our environment and how to keep it clean. Yes, time is up. And you're going to write a paragraph as a homework, by the way, to write about how to protect our environment. It's your task, okay? So, how can we protect our environment and keep it clean? First thing is planting more trees. So, we have to plant more trees to protect our environment. Why? Trees are very important. Why? They absorb carbon dioxide, they cool down our air, and they clean the air. Okay, and we have a very important initiative which is called Be Ready for the Green initiative, called Be Ready for the Green. اتحضر للأخضر. Do you know it? Okay, so planting more trees in order to protect our environment. What else? Yes, we shouldn't throw rubbish in the water. We should keep our water clean, like rivers, seas, beaches, in order to reduce the water pollution. The last thing here is to drive less cars because cars, of course, are taking out more fumes and smoke. So we should drive less cars and instead we should ride more bikes. Okay, so we have to reduce the air pollution by driving less cars and riding more bikes. Thank you very much. Let's move to another topic. What are different kinds of environments? Do you know what are the main different kinds of environments we have on our world? Give you extra 2 minutes to think about it. Yes, my dear students, time is up. Let's know what are the different kinds of environments we have in our world. We have, as you see in the pictures, we have desert environments, we have coastal environments, and we have agricultural environments. Thank you very much, my dear students. You are very excellent. Okay, let's now move to the new vocab of our lesson, lesson 1. The first word here is air pollution. Air pollution. What does this word mean? It's dirt and dangerous chemicals in the air, often from traffic. So air pollution means all the chemicals or dangerous chemicals that are in the air from traffic, from cars, taxis, buses, from factories. Can you see all the smoke and fumes taking out of the factory? Can you see this? So this is the meaning of air pollution. Okay, the second word, water pollution. Water pollution means dirt thrown in the water, rivers, beaches, and lakes. All the dirt that people throw in the water is water pollution. Can you see all the rubbish that are in the sea? We have bottles, we have tins, we have plastic, we have a lot of things. And all this, of course, cause water pollution. The third word is drought. Drought. Drought means when there is no rain for a long time and everything is very dry. So again, drought means when there is no rain for a long time and everything is very dry. Like what you see. Can you see the land? The land is very dry in the picture. And this means that it's a drought. There is no rain for a long time. And then we have the word flood. Flood. Flood, it's a large amount of water that covers an area that was dry before. So flood means a large amount of water. Can you see the large amount of water in these two pictures? And we can find cars, trees under the water. So this is flood. Then we have the word green. Green. Yes, it's a color, of course. But green, it becomes a symbol of protection and symbol of something which is good for the environment. So green here means good for the environment, and it is connecting to protecting the environment. And the last word here is the word rubbish. Rubbish. Rubbish, things that you throw away because you no longer want or need them. So anything you throw it away and you don't need it, it's rubbish. Okay, let's check our understanding of this vocabulary. Okay, choose the correct answer. Let's read number 1. We should protect the dots. That's the place in which we live. We should protect the dots. That's the place in which we live. So it is, yes, excellent. Environment. We said that environment is the place in which we live. Thank you very much. Number 2, there are a lot of cars in the city. That causes a lot of dots. Pollution. So we have a lot of cars in the city, and this causes what? Which kind of pollution? Air or water? Of course, air. Thank you very much. You're excellent. Number 3, green means connected to that's the environment. Damaging, giving, protecting, or recycling? Yeah, we said this. Green connected to, yes, protecting the environment. Number 4, it was raining for days and then there was a dot. So people used boats to go to their houses. So the answer here is, hmm, yes, flood. So it was raining for days. There was a flood, of course, because people used the boats to leave their houses. Thank you very much for this excellent exercise. Okay, now I want you to get your student books, page 54. We have here exercise 1. It's a quiz. We have some words above here in the box. We have air pollution, drought, flood, rubbish, water pollution. We have these 5 words and we are going to look at the pictures. We have 5 pictures here. We are going to match each picture with the word. I want you to look at picture number 1. What can you see? Yes, what's on the land? What's on the ground? Huh? Yes, a lot of rubbish. So, picture number 1, we can match it with the word. Yes, rubbish. Thank you. Let's look at picture number 2. What can you see in picture number 2? Cars under the water. So this is what? Yes, excellent. Flood. What about picture number 3? Can you see this picture? Fumes and smoke are everywhere in the air. So it's, yes, excellent, my dear students, air pollution. What about picture number 5? Oh, water. What about this water? Dirty, not clean. So this is, yes, water pollution. What about the last picture, number 6? Yeah, what about it? Number 5, sorry. It's, yeah, drought. Can you see the land? It's very dry and there is no rain for a long time, so it's drought. Thank you very much, my dear students. Now, we are going to talk about the language part of this lesson. We have the comparatives and superlatives grammar. Okay, we have taken this before and we are going to remember it quickly. If we want to compare between two things and the adjective is short, what are we going to do? Yes, we are going to add er to the adjective. Like tall, it will be taller. Short, shorter. Nice, nicer. And here nice ends with E, so we add only R, okay? Big, bigger. We double here the last consonant because we have I before it. It's a vowel, of course. Hot, hotter. Funny, funnier. Y turns to I, then we add ER. These are all short adjectives. We add ER. What about if the adjective is long, like expensive? Expensive, 3 syllables. What are we going to do? Add ER? No, of course. It will be longer. So we add the word more, more. So it will be more expensive. What about interesting? It's a long adjective too, so we add more, more interesting. This is for comparative. Let's go to the superlative. If we wanted to talk about one thing of all things, not to compare between two things, no, one thing of all things that we have. So if the adjective is short, we are going to write the and then add est. So tall, will be the tallest, short, the shortest, nice, the nicest, big, the biggest, hot, the hottest, and funny, the funniest. What about the long adjective? Can we add est? Of course not. We can't do this. So we add the word the most. The most. So expensive will be the most expensive. What about interesting? It will be the most interesting. Of course, we have irregular adjectives about comparative and superlatives. So, for example, the adjective good, good. If we want to compare between two things by using good, it will be better, better. And for the superlative, it will be the best. What about bad, bad? It will be worse, the worst. Many are much more, the most. And the adjective far, it will be farther or further, and the farthest, the furthest. Okay, let's now answer this exercise. Complete the sentence with the adjectives in the box to make comparatives. So you are going to make comparatives now. It's exercise in your student book, page 55. We have 4 adjectives now. We have clean, comfortable, green, polluted. Number 1, the canal is than it was before. So here we are comparing between the canal now and the canal before. So the answer will be the canal is, yes, more polluted. So the canal is more polluted than it was before. Let's do number 2. The volunteers want to make the canal. The volunteers want to make the canal. Yes, cleaner, cleaner. Number 3. The electric buses in Alex cause less air pollution. So they are dots than the old buses. We are comparing here between the electric buses and the old buses. Of course, the electric buses are, yes, greener, greener than the old buses. And we add ER because the adjective green is short. Okay, the last one. People think that the seats on the new buses are than the old buses. So here we are comparing between the seats of the new buses and the old buses. Of course, the new buses will be more comfortable. Yes, more comfortable. Thank you very much, my dear students. Let's move on. These are some examples written in your student book, page 55, about comparatives. Okay, let's read them together. May was dry last year, but June was drier. So here I'm comparing between June and May. June was drier than May. The following one, is today hotter than yesterday? It's a question. And we are comparing between today and yesterday. So we add ER to the adjective because it's short. Is today hotter than yesterday? This book is bad, but the other book is worse. So we are comparing between this book and the other book. And of course, bad, it will be worse, worse. So the other book is worse than this book. Watching sport is more relaxing than playing sport. We are comparing between watching and playing sport. Watching sport, of course, is more relaxing. Taking the train is greener than playing sport. Taking the train is greener than playing sport. Okay, that's enough. Let's move on. Let's do this exercise together. Complete the sentence with the correct form. Okay, number one. Trains are dots comfortable than cars. Trains are comfortable than cars. We are comparing between trains and cars. And we have a long adjective. We have comfortable. Can we say here comfortabler? Add R or ER? Of course not. It's a long adjective. So we are going to, yes, more comfortable. So trains are more comfortable than cars. Number two, the country is quite than the city. So I'm comparing between the country and the city. And we want to use the adjective quite. And quite is a short adjective. So we add what? Yes, ER. So it will be quieter, quieter. So the country is quieter than the city. Number three, which is we have good rivers or canals. So we are comparing between rivers and canals, two things. And we want to use good. Are we going to say gooder? No, of course. It's an irregular adjective. So it will be, yes, better. Which is better, rivers or canals? Number four, summer is hot than winter. We are comparing between two things again, summer and winter, and we want to use hot. It's a short adjective. What can we do here? Yes, add ER, but first, double T. Yes, hotter, hotter. So summer is hotter than winter. The last one, swimming is relaxing than boxing. We have swimming and boxing, and we want to compare between these two activities by using relaxing. Long or short? Of course, long. So add ER? No, of course. So add more. More. Swimming is more relaxing than boxing. We finished the new vocab of lesson 1 and its language. Now let's move to lesson 2, new vocab. We have a very important word, which is climate change. Climate change. What does this word mean? Climate change means changes in the earth weather. So the earth weather is changing, caused by things that humans are doing. So the cause of climate change is humans. Humans are doing very harmful things to the world. Okay, so it's the change in temperature and rainfall. The temperature is higher and higher, and the amount of rainfall be less. It means that our planet is changing. So our planet is changing. The earth becomes hotter and hotter. Of course, this is very bad thing. Okay, so climate change is a serious problem. A serious problem we should worry about. How can we stop this climate change? We should change our lifestyle. We should change our lifestyle and use green transport. Use green transport because climate change can destroy life on Earth. So, as we said, we can plant more trees, we can reduce air pollution and reduce water pollution, keep our water clean. many things we can do to stop climate change, and we should change our lifestyle. Okay, the second word is line graph. Line graph. What does this word mean? A diagram or picture that uses lines to show how different pieces of information are related to each other. So as you see, we have a line graph here in this picture, and we have two axes, of course, and we have lines. And these lines show different pieces of information. The following one, we have bar chart. Bar chart. Bar chart is a picture or diagram that uses bars. We should hear bars, not lines like the line graph. No, it's bars of different colors and sizes, as you see, to show different amounts. To show different amounts. Okay, this is your student book, of course, and we have here a line graph and we have a bar chart. This line graph and bar chart is about two different places in our world. And I want you now to read about these two places, and then we are going to answer exercise 1. You are going to decide, are these sentences true or false? I'm going to give you 3 minutes to read about this presentation about these two different places. The place number 1 is Australia, and the second one is Mount Kilimanjaro. Yes, yeah, let's go. Read it. Okay, time is up. Okay, sentence number 1. 2010 was the hottest year in Australia. What do you think? 2010 was the hottest year in Australia? Look at the line graph and tell me. Of course, it's false. It's false. When? It was in 2019. It was in 2019. Okay, sentence number 1. Drier weather causes bad fires in Australia. Drier weather causes bad fires in Australia. Of course, true. Yes, he said this. Number 3, climate change means fewer people live in Australia. Climate change means fewer people live in Australia. False. It doesn't say this in the line graph or in the presentation. Okay, number 4. There is less rain around Mount Kilimanjaro than before. There is less rain around Mount Kilimanjaro than before. Yes, true. He said this. Excellent. Number 5. 140 years ago, there was more ice on the mountain. Again, 140 years ago, there was more ice on the mountain. Yes, he said this in the bar chart. And in the presentation of Mount Kilimanjaro, he said this. Okay, the last sentence. The ice on Mount Kilimanjaro melting faster these days. Again, the ice on Mount Kilimanjaro melting faster these days? Of course, false. It is not melting as fast. Okay, let's move on to the last language in this lesson. As, adjective, as. As, adjective, as. We use as, adjective, as to talk about things being the same. For example, if we have two serious problems like droughts and floods, these are two serious problems. So how can we talk about these two So we are going to use as, adjective as, because they are the same. Droughts are as serious as floods. If we have Ali, for example, and Omar, they have the same age, for example. They are both 12 years old. So Ali is as old as Omar. And we can use the negative form not as, adjective as, to talk about things not being the same. Not being the same. So if are the things being the same, so we use as, adjective as. But not being the same, so we are going to use the negative, not as, adjective as. For example, Australia is not as hot as Africa. The ice is not melting as fast as before. This is the last language in this lesson. Let's check our understanding and answer this question. Choose the correct answer. Number 1, today the weather is, that's yesterday. So we are talking about today and yesterday. The weather is as hot? Of course not. Where's the last as? Hot as? No. As hot as? Yes. As hot as. Okay, number 2. The dolphin is not as, that's the whale. The dolphin is not as, that's the whale. As big as, big like. What's big like? No. Big as? Only big? No. Of course, the answer is as big as. So as is written here. So we are going to choose big as. Okay. Number 3, droughts are, dots, floods. We're talking about droughts and floods. And we said that these are two serious problems. So droughts are as serious as floods. As serious as floods. Thank you very much, my dear students, for listening to this lesson. And I hope that you can study hard and be ready for the coming exam. See you next time, inshallah. Bye bye. Thank you very much.